On the phone is Dr. Gashard of the Bermuda Weather Service. He will give the latest weather update. You will note from his remarks that there has been a change in the approach of Hurricane Teddy. Dr. Gashard, can we give you an update, please?
Thank you, Minister. This is an update based on the 3 p.m. intermediate advisory on Hurricane Teddy. Its current position is 28.6 degrees north, 63.1 degrees west, approximately 240 nautical miles south-southeast of Bermuda. It is moving northwest at 8 knots and has maximum sustained winds of 90 knots with a gust to 110 knots, making it a Category 2 storm. The closest point of approach to Bermuda is now forecast to be 110 nautical miles to the east at 12 noon tomorrow, Monday, the 21st of September. Some adjustments in Teddy's track and size now mean a slightly later period of tropical storm force winds starting after dark tonight, Sunday, and lasting to late night tomorrow on Monday. As Teddy's forecast track is slightly closer today than yesterday, the eastern edge of the marine area will experience 50 knots in the current projection. In our forecast today, we have indicated that 40 to 50 knots with gusts to hurricane force are possible late Sunday and into Monday morning for the marine area and for exposed and elevated locations around the island. Residents should therefore plan and prepare for northeast winds of up to 50 knots and gusts to 65 knots during the course of early Monday morning, veering around to the northwest and gradually decreasing during the afternoon as Teddy passes by. We also note lots of footage on social media today of crashing waves on the South Shore. According to satellite analyses and data buoys in the Atlantic, Hurricane Teddy has ocean waves near its center, reaching 42 feet or 13 meters. Here in Bermuda, we are experiencing large swells in excess of 20 feet coming from Teddy and reaching the South Shore. These are dangerous, potentially life-threatening conditions, and I urge people strongly to stay out of the water at this time. Storm surge, which is the baseline water level measured at the NOAA tide gauge at Ferry Reach, is currently about a half a foot or 15 centimeters above the normal tide. So with high tide, coincident with the closest point of approach around midday tomorrow, we can expect storm surge of 1 to 2 feet, that's 30 to 60 centimeters, and waves locally outside the reef reaching 20 to 30 feet or 6 to 9 meters. So to summarize, as of 3 p.m. on Sunday today, Hurricane Teddy had weakened to a Category 2 storm about 240 nautical miles away to the south-southeast. A tropical storm warning is still in effect for Bermuda. Teddy's center is not expected to make a close approach within 100 nautical miles, but it is still deemed a threat to Bermuda due to its large area of tropical storm force winds. Those tropical storm force winds and hazardous surf are expected to continue to affect Bermuda through tonight and into and through Monday. Periods of 50-knot sustained winds and hurricane force gusts are possible for the marine area and exposed and elevated locations on Monday during the day. Sustained hurricane force winds will remain well clear of the area to the east and are not expected to affect Bermuda. Teddy will pass east of Bermuda as a weakening and expanding storm with the closest point of approach at about 110 nautical miles to the east around noon on Monday. As usual, please maintain ongoing caution and vigilance and monitor updates on weather.bm. Thank you, Minister.
Thank you, Dr. Gashard. During today's Emergency Measures Organization meeting, I received an update on Bermuda's readiness for the impact of Hurricane Teddy passing by Bermuda, and the following decisions have been made. Out of an abundance of caution, the EMO Operations Group will be stood up and will be operational from 9 p.m. tonight. The causeway will be closed from midnight tonight and will be reopened following an assessment once the storm has passed. The Al Wade International Airport will close at 11 p.m. tonight and will reopen on Tuesday morning at 7 a.m. The emergency broadcast station FM 100.1 will begin broadcasting starting at 9 p.m. tonight. The Tynes Bay public drop-off will close at 7 p.m. this evening and will not be open tomorrow. Likewise, the airport and Marsh Valley waste facilities will be closed tomorrow. The government shelter at Cedar Bridge will open this evening at 5 p.m. There will be room available for persons who are oxygen dependent and may need assistance. COVID-19 testing. Facility will be closed tomorrow, Monday. There will be no testing at the airport tomorrow. All travelers who were scheduled to be tested on Monday will be rescheduled and will receive an email notification indicating the new date, time, and location. Travelers can contact the COVID-19 hotline on 441-444-2498 for assistance on their rescheduled times. Testing results may take up to 36 hours for Tuesday's results due to the closure of the lab and the testing facilities. As it relates to public transportation, the bus service is operating today, but the last bus will be 9 p.m. tonight. There will be no bus service on Monday. The ferry service ended at 12 noon today. All public schools will be closed on Monday, September 21st. School staff, including teachers, will be expected to work from home. Principals and custodians will conduct an assessment of schools once the all clear has been given, as instructed by the Commissioner of Education. All other staff are asked to refrain from entering buildings to enable post-storm cleanup and works to take place. All government buildings will be closed on Monday. However, public officers are expected to work remotely from home on Monday if possible, and persons who are required to support restarts after the storm activity should report to work as soon as it is safe to do so. To reiterate, the EMO Operations Group will be on duty at the Hamilton Fire Station from 9 p.m. tonight. If there is anyone who needs to report storm-related damages, they can call 261-4366 or 261-4EMO. The public should call this number if they are aware of downed trees or power lines so that the road and debris clearance crews can remove them when it is safe to do so. I urge everyone to complete your storm preparations by this afternoon and to remain off the roads from 9 p.m. this evening until the closest point of arrival has passed and the all clear has been given. I cannot emphasize enough that no one should go into the waters during this storm. The current high surf conditions and the conditions today and tomorrow are dangerous and life-threatening to swimmers, and as such, there will be no lifeguards on duty. Following the passage of Hurricane Teddy on Monday afternoon, our critical work crews from the Department of Works, the Royal Bermuda Regiment, the Ministry of Public Works will do an assessment of the roads and clear any debris. We are asking the public to be mindful of these necessary works and please try to avoid traveling on the roads so that our teams can conduct the necessary works. In closing, I do want to remind everyone that we are still in the midst of a pandemic. Please continue to exercise caution and common sense, and please remember to engage in the right health and safety activities during this time. The EMO will meet again tomorrow at 3 p.m., and following that meeting, I will provide another public update. Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
We've been aware of these social media posts of people on the beaches. Are any measures in place to protect those people? I mean, we've seen people being submerged in waves, that sort of thing. Is the Coast Guard out? Or is there anything to help these people that are out there?
At this stage, Sarah, what we've said, and the judge read it again, is asking people to exercise caution and common sense. It would be very dangerous, as the Bermuda Weather Service have indicated, and so did I through my statement, for anyone to be out in the water at this time. So we are asking people to exercise caution and, more importantly, common sense, because we can see how dangerous it is out there. We don't want to have anyone hurt. And so we're asking people to exercise common sense.
Is this, it's not surge, it's wave action, is that correct? I believe there's a difference, but is it unusually high at the moment, do you know, compared to previous hurricanes?
I will ask Dr. Gashad if he can answer that question for you.
Sorry, Minister, I didn't quite catch that question.
Okay.
Is the wave action unusually high during this hurricane, or is this quite normal?
The question, did you get that question, Dr. Gashad?
Not quite. I'm sorry, Minister.
She was asked, it's Sarah Legan from the Royal Gazette, and she has asked if the surge is abnormally high during this period.
Thank you for the question. No, the surge is not abnormally high. Certainly with a storm that has been out in the middle of the Atlantic as a Category 4 storm, as intense as a Category 4 storm, and just sort of gradually approaching us. This is not an unusual condition to be in. Certainly, during the last storm, Paulette, we did have an abnormally high tide, even in the absence of a storm. We don't have that this time around. So all of the wave action and the higher than normal sea levels that you're seeing around Bermuda are entirely down to Hurricane Teddy.
Okay, just one more question. I think I spoke to you, I don't know if he's going to be able to hear me, Dr. Gishard. We spoke, I believe, last year about the possibility of flooding in Bermuda should there be a high tide and we get these this kind of wave action or surge action. Are there any plans in Bermuda for flooding, for the event of flooding, or are any plans in place to account for flooding, potential flooding going forward?
So is that the question you want Dr. Gashad to answer?
Is there a flood plan for Bermuda?
Okay. Dr. Gashad, the second question from Ms. Legan is there a flood plan in place for Bermuda?
There are certainly plans that we have in place for extreme wave events such as tsunamis, but these are plans that we're continuing to work on and improve upon hand in hand with the disaster risk reduction and mitigation team.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, Minister. How are you? Yesterday and last evening, social media was abuzz with garbage collection not happening yesterday, but I'm not sure if you're speaking with the minister. I just saw many crews on the road collecting garbage from the western end.
I wasn't aware of that as being an issue, Mr. Lindsay. I will take it up with the minister, but if you're saying that you have seen some garbage collection, I'm hopeful that it is being collected, especially ahead of the conditions we are about to get into.
I do have an unrelated matter, and we are here for the hurricane matter. I don't know if you can answer this question. Yesterday, you're the National Security Minister. Yesterday, one of the injured soldiers returned on island. Big turnout, the Royal Bermuda Regiment, nice welcoming for this individual, but no one from Govt.
If we as individuals stand up and say, well, I don't want to buy that because it's got 2 layers of plastic on it, we will set the tone.
The awareness of actually reducing the waste, reducing what you use in the first place is so important, because it's all very well to dispose of it responsibly, but it's still a waste if it's not something that we needed. Plastic bags, for example, you ship in, they've already come all across the world and we use them for 10 or 15 minutes. And so when we talk to people, we tell them that recycling is not a solution here because everything already has a big footprint. So we focus on